So when I was born, I grew up in the home of my dad, and automatically my dad, who was a Muslim, encouraged every one of us to be Muslim. So I grew up as a Muslim. I even went to learn Arabic. So I went to learn Arabic for 4 years, and after which, um, my father encouraged me to be a very strong Muslim by praying 5 times a day, fasting during the month of Ramadan. And I strongly believe by then that Islam was the true religion, and I will follow Islam all the days of my life, and that was the vow I made. And so my father loved me so much because of those commitment to Islamic faith. Um, then later on in 1991, the war broke in Sierra Leone. So we were moving from one place to another, and people were after our father because the rebels by then they were chasing men to kill them. So my father ran away from here. They went to Guinea for refuge, and I was with my mom and my other siblings. So, and we moved from one place to another for safety. And by the special grace of God, nothing happened to us during the war. So after the war in 2000, uh, I started having dreams. Um, and in my dreams, I sometimes see myself preaching and teaching from the Bible I have never taught before. To be honest, I grew up to hate Christianity. I didn't like Christians at all. If you say you're a Christian, I don't want to be friend you because they told me that Christianity was not a true religion. And in fact, Islam is the first and the final religion that everyone who follows Islam will go to paradise. But if you're not a Muslim, you will die and go to hell. So all Christians, all Muslim, believe that all Christians and the Jews, we are not following the true God. And our Father always quote from us, for us, the book in the Quran, there's a surah, we have Surah 9:29. That's the fight those who do not believe in Allah, nonetheless they know forbid that which are being forbidden by Allah. Until they feel themselves subdued, that is the people of the book. So you see in bracket the Jews and the Christians. So that enmity has been in my mind that anytime you see the Jews or the Christians, you fight them because they are not doing the right things and that they are not the right people. But at the time I started having dreams here, that really convicted me that indeed Christianity is true. So in my dream, people would come and talk to me about Christ, and in my dream I have an unknown voice, and the voice said to me that if you don't know Jesus, you will never be saved. And there was a verse that quoted to me in a dream uh, in John chapter 10, verse 16. They say, I have other sheep and another part of these sheep pens. I must bring them, and they too will listen to my voice. There will be one flock and one shepherd. So I had the quotations in my dream. So when I woke up from the dream, I explained it to my dad. My dad said to me, I think you don't know what you're doing because you will never be a Christian, you will be a Muslim. So when I slept again, I had another dream, and somebody quoted, John, John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Somebody gave me that quotation. I did not recognize the person. It was like the person was so tall, I cannot see his face, but I just heard the voice. So when I woke up from the dream, I wrote that in my book. And in the morning, I told my father that I have to go to a pastor to inquire what is happening. My father was not happy with me. I went to my father. I told him that I need to find out what is happening to me. Because I'm having series of dreams about Christianity that I don't like. I don't want to be a Christian, but what is happening to me is like God want me to be a Christian. My father was not happy to me. I went to a pastor in this community called Pastor Jesse, and I explained to him exactly what is happening to me. And he said, Musa, I know you, I know your father. So what is your plan? All of what you have explained to me is a clear indication that God wants to use you. But I know you are Muslim. And I know your father, who is the chairman of the Islamic community here, and your father will never accept you. So what are you planning to do? I said to him, I'm ready to give my life to Christ. With or with my father's approval, I'm ready to give my life to Christ. And so I explained to him what has been happening to me. And I showed him the areas that that have been, revealed to me. And he read those areas from the Bible. By then, I did not have a Bible, so I don't even know what those passages means. So when he read to me, exactly that gave me a Z. That this was the exact quotation I had from my dream. So, like, what you're saying to me is true. I am ready to give my life to Christ, and I'm not going to compromise. So I gave my life to Christ. He held my hands. We prayed with me together, and he gave me a lot of encouragement that I know it will not be easy with you. But as long as you have decided to follow Christ, follow him with all your heart. So I decided to be with him. And when I came back home, I didn't know who explained that to my dad. My dad was so vexed. He was annoyed. And he said, where am I coming from? I said, I went to find out from a pastor concerning the dream I've been having. So he said, if you want to be a Christian, it will not be in this home. Maybe you have to go somewhere else, but not in this home. All of my children are Muslim, and you will never be Christians in this home. I told my dad, I said, Dad, I respect you and I love you so much, but I'm convinced that God wants me to be a Christian. And I don't care how they will cost me. But even if it costs my life, I'm going. So I left. My father said, you will not be here. I left him. I went to the pastor and explained everything to the pastor. I said, I want to be with you because I want to learn about the Bible. I've been learning something about the Quran, and now I want to know what the Bible is saying to me. So the pastor said, if I keep you here, your father will take me to court. And I don't want to keep you here. But yesterday, I will do what I can do. So I was sleeping in the church. By then, there's a school building that I used to sleep because there we always meet for service. I was there, there I used to sleep. And my father was in this town, but we don't meet together. We have nothing in common. And then I was being curious to know the Bible more. Every day I have to go to the pastor asking many questions. Definitely, Islam has a lot of questions to ask. So I always try to ask the questions that I have for this faith. And the pastor was so kind to me. He was so open to me to always try to answer all the questions I bring to him by them from the Bible. And that convicted me, and I realized that indeed Christianity is true. And when the pastor explained all these things to me, he gave me the reason why Jesus has to come and die for us. That he died to save us from the sin that we committed. And nobody can save us from that. Your father cannot save you from that. Only Jesus can save you. So I said, I want to live for this Jesus. So I decided to follow Jesus. I told the pastor that I need to be trained because I want to be pastor. Yes, so the pastor gave me a lot of things to study, gave me books, gave me Bibles, always tried to teach me. I was so much committed to him. I do everything for him because I want to really know from him. So he took me, and after 2 years, I told the pastor that I'm not too much okay living here. I want to go somewhere to start a church. So wow, that would be difficult because you don't have money to go and start. I said, no, I don't have money, but I have to go. So I left. I went to Shibima, 7 miles from here. There I started my first church in 2015, in 2005. So I started a church in Shibima. I was there without my father knowing where I was. I was still going to school. He said, I'm not going to pay your school fees because you are a Christian. I said, Father, I don't mind. God will provide. And he abandoned me. And I went there and I started schooling, and at the same time started doing evangelism because I wanted to start a church. After the year, I started a church. And unto this day today, the church is still there. I trained people. I lived in a church. But during that time, I got sick because nobody there to feed me. I did not have a place to eat. I don't have a good place to sleep. I sleep on the floor. So by then I have serious cold and I suffer from ulcer. So it was so terrible for me. And one day I sat down and I said, no, God, I don't believe that you brought me here to die. And I'm not going to die. God, I believe that you will sustain me. And God helped me to finish my high school. God called me to be an eye-opener to the Muslim community. And my country has about 78% of Muslim. So that's how I came back. So I came in 2013. In 2014, I got married. And I and my wife decided to come here to start a church. And that's how we have started this church called The Way. I remember, in my dream, I heard about the way. And I know that the way refers to Jesus. So when we started the church, say, this ministry is called The Way, Sierra Leone. So it's called now today The Way Evangelical Free Church, because we're part of the Free Church. So Titus has been an encouragement to me. Titus has been encouragement to me. Equipping Leaders Internationals and Merida University, they have been a great blessing for us. And they have equipped us, they have strengthened us, and they have brought a lot of encouragement to me. While at the university, I have friends, and those people decided to come alongside with me to start this ministry. And today, they have been an encouragement like Mother Sylvia. She always comes and be an encouragement like Dr. Rick. She always comes and be an encouragement to me. And like Daddy Rav and Titus. It has been a blessing of being with the family of Christ. And today we have about 4 branches. We have church in here, we have church in Kinema, we have church in Shibima, and now we have started a fellowship in Bombo, one of the villages right here. And so I strongly believe that God was preparing me for this task. And let me say this, almost everyone in our family, in our church, they are all from Muslim background. And God is using me as an instrument to be an eye-opener to those who are still ignorant to the devices of the devil, and those who still believe that Islam have the finest, answer to their problem. And I always tell them that Christ died for us all. You be Muslim, you be a Christian, as long as you believe him and accept him as your Lord and Savior, he died for you. And if you believe him, he give you the right to be a child of God. And if you're a child of God, means you have the opportunity to be in heaven with Jesus. And so I always go around, do evangelism, talk to Muslims, talk to people who don't know, go to church, encourage Christians, church leaders, pastors. Oh, that has been my joy. I realized that I have the gift of influence. So I always go out to people I know they have love for God. I always go out to people who don't want to hear about God, like me. When I don't want to hear about God, at that time God touched my life. And today I'm one of the guys in this community that already people have doubt in, can a Muslim man become a Christian? We don't believe that. I say God can do it to anybody. If God can do it to me, He can do it to anybody. So I'm so much confident enough to go to anyone, whether you be imam, you be sheikh, anyway, anyhow, and anyone. I have been going out, and God is really going with me. And I always tell God, you want me to go to people and tell them about you? If you don't go with me, I will not go. But as long as you're with me, I will go without fear. And sometimes they threaten you, sometimes they say all kinds of things to put fear in you. But I said, I will never be discouraged. I'll be encouraged to go out with the gospel. And today, I have the vision for Sierra Leone. Because we have about 14 districts right now. And I want to see those 14 districts be rich with the gospel. In this chiefdom we are living here, there are a lot of villages here that don't even have church. They don't even know about Christ. And I was praying to God, God, I want to be going to those villages. I want motorbike. And to be honest, God provided a very strong motorbike that has enabled me to go to those villages. And God bless us to have the Jesus movie. And the Jesus movie is a powerful tool to reach the Muslim. So I always go with the motorbike, with the Jesus movie to those villages to play the movie. And when they see for themselves, there will be convictions. And many have been coming to Christ because of watching the Jesus movie. So, and in my community, I realized that the area where we have a church, there are a lot of children in this community who do not go to school. And I want to have a Christ standard Christian school that will be able to reach those children. Because their parents are difficult to reach sometimes. But my focus is to reach to the youth and the children. After 10 years, I want to see God touching lives, leaders being developed, people standing for Jesus, people evangelizing their family. And that's my vision. I want to see Sierra Leone for Christ. I'm not looking at the percentage right now, that about 78% are Muslim. I just want to believe that God will change that story around, that 78% will be Christians. And I want to believe that with prayers, with love for the Muslim. And one thing I want to tell every one of us is that Muslims are not our enemies. They are our brothers. They are our friends. They are not our enemies. Our enemies is Satan. He is the one that's speaking in the ears not to listen to the gospel. He's the one that's telling them what to do. He's the one that inciting them to kill, to destroy, to threaten the Christian faith. But I want to encourage every one of us that if we go to them with love, if we show them love, if we care for them, if we encourage them, they will fall in love with Jesus. And that will bear fruit, and fruit that will last. I have tried it, and I've learned that indeed, if we reach to them with the gospel, they will come to know Christ. So I'm happy for what God is doing in my life. Today, God has blessed us with a child, a girl child, and October make her 2 years. And that's a joy again to our family. And I want to train that child to represent Christ. Why on earth? So I need a prayer request that God will give me the love for the Muslim. God will give me the love for the unbelievers. That God will give me love for Christians who do not know Christ better. God will give me the love for pastors and church leaders so that I will be able to equip them to rightly divide the word of truth. And that's my dream and that's my vision. And that God will make me to be an example in this community. I'm not righteous, I'm not good, I'm not pure, but through the righteousness of Christ, people will see my example and they will glorify God. And I pray that God will give me the love and the fear to love Him and to live for Him. and to love my neighbor as I love myself. There are many people around us who are Muslim. If I only love them, they will come to know Christ. But if I hate them, they will hate me and they will hate the gospel. So I pray that God will give me love and God will give me the grace. And I pray that more doors will be open for evangelism and for discipleship. I want to make disciples. I want to evangelize really. So I'm praying that God will give me more love and more courage. And I pray that my family, my wife, will understand the vision and we will work together and move forward the gospel. That through us, many will come to know him and they will live for him. And if we leave this earth, we will leave a mark that other will follow in the name of Jesus. So thank you very much for listening. And I pray my testimony will touch the heart of the people who think God cannot change them. If God can change me when I do not love him, he can change anyone who hates him. And God is able to do that. I believe that and I will live for that. And I will ever remain to be a Christian. Nothing will change that. Many people come to me and say, why did you decide to become a Christian? You were a Muslim. Please come back to Islam. I say, I will never go to Islam. Because Islam does not have the answer to the questions. Who will save my life for eternity? And only Jesus can do that. Only Jesus can save life. Only Jesus can sustain life. Only Jesus can take us to heaven. And I trust Jesus and I will live for him. I believe him and I will serve him forever. He's my Lord. He's my Savior. He's my peace. He is my King. He is my Lord of Lords. He's my everything. He is sufficient in my life. And thank you, Jesus. I love you. God bless you.